Hello and welcome everybody to BBL Season 9. We are in Week 5 here, as I continue the season with my Melonheads. Last week I did not stream live as I was on Match of the Week as we faced the Yankees in a very tight contest, which ultimately ended in a 13-13 victory for the Melonheads. So our first win of the season, and we are hoping to carry on that momentum here as we go to face the Wombats. So Wombats are 0-4 right now, the last team in the NL to pick up a win. And there's a fairly clear reason for that. They just have a lot of mid-power hitters that can do well at offense if they string a lot of hits together, but are easy to not do so well at with offense. And so the Wombats just haven't been able to score that much. This is probably, honestly, the most favorable matchup the Wombats have had yet this season, just because it's the most favorable field. Steel Stadium really was not good for that lineup. Tin Can Alley was better, but still not great for that lineup. So at Parks Department, they could do better. And definitely can't count them out here. This might be where Marco squeaks out his first win. But in the meantime, overwhelmingly, the predictions do not believe that is going to happen. By a margin of 12-2, the predictions for this week have the Melonheads defeating the Wombats. I do think that will be the same, especially because my worst score is better. This season is better than the Wombats' best score. I just, think it's a favorable matchup, and I've been almost winning against the really tough teams in the league, so against a not-so-tough team in the league, I think I can pick up the win. Interestingly, we also have dueling locks in the Predictor Challenge. M has locked his Wombats to beat me, while Nate has locked me to beat the Wombats. So somebody is going to get burnt by this result, and we will find out who it is. Without further ado, let's get started. As usual, no good, great, or bad days to worry about. That is nice, not having any bad days just hamstringing me in any of my games. I do enjoy that. For the purposes of the league, that is a good change. And then, I think I'll leave all the setup here the same, because it is the same situation as was in other games. Of note, Richie Sexton did give up his first run of the season last week, but he's still only one run allowed, so definitely looking to overtake Marky Dubois, who is only ahead of him in ERA by virtue of having had to come off the mound just before the Yankees scored 3 runs. So I definitely have that in my sights. I'm looking for another shutout for Richie on his way to what I would hope that would be an Ace Wilson this season. We'll see. Other big thing to watch out is Fabian Callahan, who has 0 home runs after 4 games, and I'm hoping this will be the game where she finally shakes that slump and really starts doing wonderful things for my team. And if she does, then my scores are going to go up, I'm pretty sure. As for the Wombats, their defense honestly isn't the most intimidating to me. Jorge and Greg are solid at third base and short, but they are on the slow side, not the best that could be there. Sydney on the mound could be a problem, or wherever she ends up going. McCattery's not a problem, though. Heather Quinn is a solid player, good 9th round pick, but not the most intimidating fielder out there. Timmy in left, Ashley in center, not the most worrisome. Decent, not amazing fielders. And I'm happy that the 2 scariest fielders on this team are in the two positions where they should have the least impact when they put balls in play. Keisha in right field, and Susan Gore behind the plate. Susan will stop me from stealing bases, but she shouldn't be doing much more there behind the plate. As for Keisha, I would be a lot more concerned if she was in center or left field. In right, I'm hoping I can just avoid hitting the ball to her much, and that shouldn't be a problem. So overall, not too scared by this defense. They're not terrible, but I can definitely get a decent score against this squad. And so in we go. As the game begins, Richie Sexton on the mound as always has ended up being a much bigger story as a pitcher than I was expecting preseason, but I'm all for it now. Gonna ride this wave as long as it goes. Swing and a miss for strike 2 by Ashley. And swing and a miss for strike 3, as she deftly avoids the strikeout music, and Richie starts off with a 3-pitch strikeout. Keisha Phillips now up. Gonna be the most intimidating player on the Wombats lineup. Susan Gore is faster, but doesn't have the same scary bat. And high hit ground ball. You can tell it's a high hit grounder because it went over Richie Sexton's head. And that is quite a feat. Keisha is able to beat that one out easily for a single. So, no perfect game this week. 1 up, 1 on, and things could get ugly here if we don't keep them under control. Also worth noting, I got the more juice from the first strikeout. Always good news to see. Sydney Weber now is up. Not a bad hitter to have up in this situation. Definitely not going to deliberately pitch for the double play. That could come back to bite me. And Keisha takes second base. I forgot about that possibility, or the fact that I might want to swap someone else to catcher. Oh well. So now a runner on second with 2 outs. No chance at a double play either. Sydney puts one in play down the third base line, and almost an easy out, but Randy just misses it, and then flubs the throw, and this is a disaster to start out with. We get Sydney out at second, but Randy missing the ball that bounced right past her, and then flubbing the throw home. Should have been an easy out at third for Keisha, but instead, she is able to score. It is 1-0 Wombats, and Ace Wilson chances plummeting here. Yeah, I tried to strike her out. But it is true, oftentimes I have games where it seems like the only way I can really reliably do things on defense is to strike them out. And Jorge caught looking for strike 3, so we do get the out there. Not a total disaster, but not a great situation. Wombats score 1 on some boneheaded defense, and Melonheads are in the early hole. Let's see if we can climb out of that nice and quickly. Lindsay Felgate leading off. A shining star for my team, as always. Broke her leadoff out streak last game with a leadoff home run. Sydney on the mound is a solid pitcher to start with, but will tire fairly quickly, so not too worrisome. And Lindsay with another big hit. Is that going to be a second leadoff home run? Yes, it is. 2 leadoff home runs in a row for Lindsay Felgate. Parks department is helping her to put up bigger total base numbers here. A lot less singles and doubles, a lot more just home runs. 344 feet on that one, and Melonheads have already erased the deficit. 1-1 after 1 at bat. Lindsay doing Lindsay things, and now time for Lulu to do Lulu things. Lulu, the definition of a get-on-base hitter, has only turned 2 outs all season so far, and one of those was in a not-so-great situation where she had the bases loaded and 2 outs when she was up to bat. Actually, maybe 1 out, that's right, that was... Oh, shoot. That was a super unfortunate play that I'd rather forget about. Lulu booking it and beats Heather to the bag for an easy single. No play to be made, and there's now a runner on first with nobody out. Richie Sexton, the hitter. Sadly, I cannot steal second base, probably. I could check to see if Susan, overthrew or something like that, but that would be kind of cheesy. So, I will not do it. Richie takes ball 1. Swings at the second pitch. Hi, Papa, that is gone! First home run of the season for Richie Sexton. And that makes it 3-1 Melonheads. Wombats probably regretting the trade right now that sent Richie to my team. Right. Got +2 now, and we have not turned it out yet. Good start to the game here. Let's see if we can continue on the same trajectory, though. Fabian now up. As I've mentioned before, has 0 home runs after 4 games. Let's see if she can finally snap the streak right here. Not on that pitch. Ball 1. Downside to this early breakout in scoring is it makes it pretty unlikely that Sydney's going to get meaningfully fatigued on the mound here. If I keep scoring runs at this rate, she'll be off before we know it, and she'll be pretty much at full strength or wherever she defends, probably either center field or second base. 1-2 on Fabian, as she hasn't gotten any really tantalizing pitches yet. Takes ball 2, so it's now 2-2. I'm going to have to swing at that one. Fouls it off to stay alive. Still 2-2. Taking that one. Barely misses. Full count on Fabian. Walk wouldn't be the worst outcome. It's a basically guaranteed base hit for Whitney. Ooh, my computer hung up a moment, but there it is! Fabian gets a good piece of it, and that is Fabian Callahan's first home run of the season. How sweet it is, and it is now 4-1 Melonheads. .378 feet. Fabian late to the home run board compared to normal. She was being outdone in home runs by Kurt freaking Chillin, but now she is on the board. How long can this start continue for the Melonheads? We'll see. But 4 runs is a good inning no matter what. Whitney Singh now up. Could go grounder. Slightly afraid of Jorge or Greg just easily turning the out, though, if I do that. So we'll go for trying to push it past them with a line drive. Different people think of different swings different ways, of course. Grounder, to me, is usually only an obvious choice if it's 10 speed at the plate. 2-1 is a count on Whitney, and she fouls off one that she didn't have time to. I didn't have time to choose the right stance for. Sydney almost at 20 pitches, I should note, with no outs yet. Has to swing at that one with 2 strikes, is able to foul it off. Whitney forced to swing at not so good pitches to not strike out, and get that one past Sydney. Alright, Sydney returning the favor that Randy threw the Wombats earlier this game. Lets one get right past her when she probably should have gotten it, and that puts Whitney on base. Still nobody out. Hillary Vargas is now up. Hillary has had a very good game on Match of the Week last week. 4 for 4 with a home run. Always kept those rallies going. Let's see what she can do here. Sydney has been throwing too many pitches, and she cannot pitch accurately anymore. I think long-term she will still be good for the field, but her use on the mound is pretty much done now. I mean, Marco would always talk trash at me. You know, him saying he scored a ton doesn't mean anything. And indeed, Hillary has walked on 5 pitches, not much chance to accomplish anything there. Sydney seems to be pretty much done as a pitcher. The only thing that is to come is taking her off the mound. Again, I think she will be up and at him again in the field. Not completely wasted there, but will be Thrower's first pitcher soon. Maria Luna is now up. 2 on, and still nobody out. Sydney misses a strike zone. Vic Souffle is on deck, so extra bases, if not a home run here by Maria, would be nice. Take strike 1. 1-1 is a count. Alright, for ball 2, these at-bats are definitely taking longer. Sydney now approaching 30 pitches and has yet to record an out against the Melonheads. This is not one of her finest moments, I'm afraid. Maria takes strike 2. Line drive swing it is. Ooh, have to send one into right. That's Keisha territory. Keisha just barely stops it. And that's Hillary just barely beats the throw to second. Was a sticky situation there, but we're all safe, which may or may not actually be a good thing here, because now it's Vic Souffle up, aka the worst hitter on the team. Let's see if Sydney can stay on the mound long enough to walk him. We are holding out for the walk here. Good news is Vic has a great eye, so if any kid on my team is the one I want to hold out for a walk with, it's him. Yeah, no, we're making a good effort. 1-1 the count on Vic. We are not swinging until there's 2 strikes on us. And there's 2 strikes on us. Alright, 1-2 the count on Souffle. We are going for just 1 out is our goal. Fouls that one off. 1-2. Or maybe Sydney will forget how to hit the strike zone again and just walk him. That would be the ideal outcome. That one's close. Ooh, I actually thought that was going to be a strike, but it was ball 2. 2-2 is the count. Randy Uno is on deck, and Lindsay Felgate in the hole, so if we can get through Vic safely, then things look much better. And he takes ball 3. It's a full count now on Souffle. Sydney coming out with the 7th pitch of the at-bat. That is going to be high for ball 4. Vic successfully draws a walk. Best thing he could possibly do in that situation, and I think that will be it for Sydney Weber, as Whitney scores. Melonheads now up 5-1. That is Vic Souffle clutch. Gonna stick with line drive here, actually, because Lindsay's on deck. I'm fine with just a single here. Just get on base safely, and we're good to go. Although, okay. We'll go power swing and look for something really meaty. Sydney not coming off just yet, holding on a little longer, and is able to get out a good strike 1 there. 1-1 the count. Sydney trying to get at least 1 out before she has to come off the mound. Ooh, and that might be it. Ashley and Keisha bonking at each other, and they let it go! Just barely off the wall. Almost a ground rule double for Randy, but not quite. Still, that is going to be 2 more runs coming in. It's now 7-1 Melonheads on an RBI single by Randy. Thank you to Ashley and Keisha for just bonking into each other like that. Sydney still holding out for that out. Can she make it? I don't know. Randy hoping to stick second base, but Susan Gore is having none of it. Lindsay is now up for the 2nd time this inning. Can she hit another home run? We'll see. Oof! Nope, it's a pop-up. But it is. They were playing in, so Lindsay is safe at least. Gonna be an easy out at second for Randy is the bad news. But still have runners on the corners and only 1 out. So overall, not too bad of a situation. Sydney did get to turn the out before she was done on the mound. And Luann Louie is now up with runners on to mess up the AI's targeting. Shouldn't be too hard for her to get on base. Heather manages to stop the ball from getting past, but too late to actually get any outs. Lulu is safe, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. Richie Sexton up. Fabian Callahan on deck. Looking like a solid situation. Yeah. Had the bases loaded with Lindsay, a meaty pitch, and she just popped out. I'm pretty sure I messed up the timing there. Those nerves will get to ya. Richie takes strike 1. Sydney with a heroic effort here, trying to hold out on the mound as long as possible. But it really is time, I think, to sub her out. Richie fouls him off. It is 1-2. All we need is a hit like in the gap or something, and Vic can score. And Sydney is done on the mound. Ashley now taking over for her. Got through 1 twin, and it only took me 1 out to do it. Let's see if we can get through the other. Almost a duplicate of the home run from earlier this inning. But it goes foul this time. Still 1-2 on Richie. Ashley is a fresh pitcher. And sometimes there's nothing to cut a rally short like a fresh pitcher. We'll see if that's the case this time. All you have to do is hit a sharp ground ball right to a fielder and boom, double play. That bounces foul. That was a little scary there. That's a nothing ball with Susan Gore there, but fortunately, bounced the right direction. Still 1-2 on Richie. It's not going down without a fight, and there's a sharp line drive to right field. That is going to land. Everyone's going to be safe. And Vic Souffle is going to score. It is now 8-1 Melonheads. As the inning continues to continue, and Fabian Callahan up for the 2nd time this inning now. Let's see if she can make it 2 home runs in 1 inning and really break this open. Not in that pitch. Takes it. Grazed the top edge of the strike zone for strike 1. Bases are loaded with 1 out. And looked like a promising situation. Ball did not go to the right place. Could get ugly, but Timmy and Greg bonking into each other. The play is not made. I think actually one of them put his hand on the ball, but it bobbled it and it hit the ground. So Fabian is safe on first. Lindsay scores. Lulu scores. It's 10-1 Melonheads. I see I've already lost a couple of viewers from this stream. It probably won't go like this every inning, knowing how my games go. We might not score a whole ton after this inning. We'll see. Or this might be the game where that does happen. In any case, Whitney is now up. Fabian very likely an out at second, so our goal here is to get Richie safely to third and avoid the double play that way. Whitney grounds one down the first base line. That's going to land foul. Bit of a sticky situation here. Two fairly slow runners on the base paths. Both forced. And a low power hitter at the plate. But certainly not giving this one up for lost yet. And that's popped up the middle. No one's there to cover it. Oh. And Greg Vaughn. Oh my goodness, Greg Vaughn. Greg Vaughn saves the play with a fantastic diving catch to stop the ball from getting by. And then instead of taking the easy out at second, he throws it to third. Not in time, and everybody is safe. What should have been at least one more out. My goodness. Okay. Somebody tell me what the intelligence stat is on Greg Vaughn, because that was the opposite of clutch. Alright, Hillary Vargas up. No tantalizing pitches to use power swing on, unfortunately. Good looking one there, but I don't think I should have changed stances there until Hillary fouls it off. 0-2 is the count. Still only one out with the bases loaded. Maria on deck. Definitely an opportunity to get some runs, more runs scored here. Hillary officially does not have an at-bat yet this game, as she drew a walk her first time. And the count is 2-2 on her now. Ashley now at 15 pitches, and I might point out she is the second pitcher here in the first inning. Inside for ball 3, it's a full count on Vargas. Ashley won't give it to me that easily, though. Hillary with a hard hit to left. That one does bounce. Timmy is able to get it. Fabian is out at third, which is not a huge surprise, but Richie is able to make it across the plate to score, as Whitney and Hillary are both safe. So that is going to be an RBI single. It's now 11-1 Melonheads, and Maria is up. We have the chance to score even more. Oh my. Yes! Beautiful pitch. Maria takes advantage. 3-run shot for Maria Luna. And it is 14-1 Melonheads. Alright, this isn't TCA, this is parts, which is the next best thing for scoring. And I now have, it's only the first inning, and I've already beaten my best score from so far this season. What you're seeing here, folks, is the game where everything does come together for this team. This is the sort of team that is capable of putting up big scores if everything comes together, and this is the game where it all came together. Jorge Garcia now on the mound, which I'm guessing is not what Marco was intending, but Ashley Weber at third is not bad. Not bad for this defense at all. In fact, it might end up being an upgrade. I'm guessing Jorge will go to second then, when Derek McCattery comes on to pitch, and that'll be a boon as well. So if anything, these pitching changes might be improving the Wombats defense. However, if Jorge can't pitch worth anything, then that's not going to be worth much. Full count on Vic Souffle. Alright, he is going to make me put this one in play. And it sails past Ashley. Timmy's just stops it from going past him, but it's still an easy single for Souffle. This is the inning that will not end. Randy Uno is now the hitter. Gonna go for power here, try to clear the bases or just get out. This is Randy's second time at bat this inning. She is the last hitter in my lineup. We are on our third pitcher of the inning. We have gone around the lineup twice, scored 14 runs, and it's only the first inning. This is certainly up there for the most dominant start I've had to a game. And Timmy gets to the ball, but it bops off his head instead. And so, the inning continues. Lindsay is now up and sends the first pitch sailing over the right field fence. 3-run home run for Lindsay Felgate, 17-1 Melonheads, and the inning continues. And at this point, I'm running out of things to say here on commentary. This might even be worse than that one start I had against the Giants last season. It's to the point where I'm starting to feel guilty about doing this well. Lulu is safe. Richie has a home run and a single this inning. We'll see if he finally gets a dud hit that finally puts this inning to rest, or if it just continues. Sharp line drive gets past. That is going to be yet another base hit. And say it with me, and the inning continues. Fabian Callahan is now up. Is it seriously only the first inning? My goodness. And Fabian sends one skyward. That is going to be another home run. Second home run for Fabian this inning. She has come back from her first 4 games in a big way. And it is 20-1 Melonheads. Yeah, at this point, I am aiming for the 50. I have never gotten the 50 in the BBL. Never. So, maybe this will finally be the game. I am at plus 23, including the multiplier, and we're still only in the first inning. True enough. First, actually, I'll aim for 48, which is what I need to beat my previous high score, which, incidentally, was also against the Marco team, although that Marco team was much worse than this one. This has just been an unfortunate game for Marco. Heather Quinn now on the mound, which... These Wombats defense shuffles are actually going pretty well for them, because now Jorge Garcia is playing first base. That's a good choice to have there. So these defensive swaps, say what you will about how this game is going for the Wombats, but their defensive swaps have actually been pretty good for them. I swear I just heard someone laughing. Now what will really be interesting is when Susan Gore finally comes on to pitch. If that happens, that's a big question for me right now. Are we going to see Susan Gore come on to pitch? And are the stealing floodgates going to be opened? Honestly, Susan Gore's defense in the field, if that happens, might be enough to stop the rallies. Because right now, Susan Gore, she's stopping me from stealing bases, but other than that, she's doing nothing for this team. If Greg Vaughn was behind the plate and Susan was playing shortstop, I think that would be a much better look for the Wombats here. At least in this particular game. Keisha coming up to pitch and getting tired out and losing her effectiveness would also be interesting. And it is a full count on Hillary. She's drawn 1 walk this inning already. Will she draw another? Maria is on deck. Yep, Hillary Vargas' second walk of the inning. And, say it with me, everybody, and the inning continues. Maria is up. Will the trajectory of this inning continue and she hit another home run, or will it be like a single and then Vic finally end it, or will Maria finally end it here? We'll find out. All I can say is I'm glad Marco is not here watching this one, because this would feel terrible if he was. One and 2 on Maria. And that is hit straight to McCattery. McCattery catches it in the air, and at long last, the first inning is over. Alright, a 20-run inning for the Melonheads. I think that is the best single inning I have had in a BBL game. So, records being set here, and we still have 4 more innings to work. Can we hit the 50 at long last? That is a big question of this game. Meanwhile, Richie's defense continues to not sack him up here as Lindsay just stays behind the plate instead of getting the ball. Susan Gore leads off with a single. Also, look at Richie's stamina there. He had the whole first inning to rest and recuperate. I think the stamina regeneration should be like on an at-bat basis. Like maybe 1 or 2 points for every at-bat. That would make so much more sense. In any case, he had almost the whole first inning to rest up, and he's still that low on stamina. So, yeah, that happened. Can Richie throw a corkscrew? He can. No, I haven't really been grounder balling. I've done a couple with Whitney and with Lulu, and that's it. Lots of home runs, actually. This game would make Crazy proud. Anyway, Timmy Unger strikes out. So there's now 1 out on the Wombats. Derek McCattery is a hitter, and I had just realized that, hey, that's weird that Susan Gore hadn't tried to steal second base yet. Alright. Swing and miss for strike through for McCattery. And I know this is probably just absolutely shooting myself in the foot here by refueling stamina for all the Wombats fielders, but so be it. We pitch for strikeouts. Yeah, no, see. Try click mesh in a second with in that steal play would have been the exact wrong play to make. And Randy is just able to tag Susan Gore. She's barreling towards her for the 3rd out. But no, I very deliberately did not throw the ball at all there. This time, Randy does what she's supposed to do and doesn't let the run score. And so we are done in the top of the 2nd inning. Time for the Melonheads' turn. How many runs will we score this time? If this is like one of my normal games, it'll be like 3 runs or something like that. But we'll see. Vic Souffle leading off. 1 for 1 today with a single. And hits the first pitch. Gets it past Ashley. Greg Vaughn, though, has recovered his stamina, and he lasers at the first base for the 1st out. Alright, now it's starting to get real here, folks. Randy Uno, the hitter, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. And I should have changed stance for that one, I didn't. Ashley runs over and catches it for the 2nd out, just like that, 2 outs. This is starting to look a bit more normal. Alright, Lindsay Felgate, the hitter, though. Lindsay, I'm sure, can get a base hit here, if not a home run. Lindsay had 2 home runs and a single, all in the 1st inning. And hits a nice pull there that gets past Timmy out to the fence, which should have given Lindsay enough time to make it to 2nd, but Felgate strikes again. She has to retreat. Single for Lindsay. 1 on, 2 outs. Brings up Luann Louis. Ground ball, looking for that perfect placement there. Lindsay just barely fails to beat the throw by Greg. Yeah, what I should have done with the stealing play, I should have moved someone else behind the plate after Susan got on base. So that was just me forgetting about that. Alright, and Melonheads out in just 4 batters with no runs in the 2nd inning. This, folks, is what you call an oops game. And probably I shot myself in the foot with those 2 strikeouts. I think most of the Wombats' defense is recharged from stamina now, so they're actually capable of doing stuff, and they're, in fact, probably a better configured defense than they were at the start of the game. Heather does put that one in play with her 100 contact. Richie catches it for the 1st out, though. Ashley Weber is now up, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. No, we tied in the second inning. The Wombats run was in the first. And Ashley puts what would have been strike 3 straight into the ground towards Richie. Easy put out at first. For the second out, Keisha Phillips now up. She could do some damage here. Pops one up instead. Richie going back to get it, and he does catch it. So Wombats out without incident in the third inning. Going to the bottom of the third, it is currently 20-1 Melonheads. Let's see if we can have another big inning and still make a bid at the 50, or if it's just gonna fizzle out here. We did score enough runs in the first inning for both innings, so you never know yet. Alright, Richie is now up. He was 3 for 3 in the first inning with a home run and 2 singles. Take strike 1. Two and 1 the count. Heather is not a particularly gifted pitcher. And Richie slaps one up the middle. That is going to be a base hit. Okay, Sydney actually is still tired out here. Let's see. Okay, not that tired out. Richie can't just... Well, Mitchie could have just taken second base like that because Derek just watched the ball bounce past him. Oh well. Single for Richie Sexton. 1 on, nobody out, and Fabian is a hitter. Fabian with 2 home runs in the first inning. She is back in business. Let's see if she can get even more back in business here. Takes ball 1. A walk would not be a particularly opportune outcome here. Fouls one off. That probably was not one I should have swung at. Whatever. And Fabian puts one on the ground. This isn't good. Goes straight to Greg Vaughn, and that is going to be a double play. I will say that was a particularly unfortunate situation because if Greg was not standing at that specific spot, then it would not have been a double play. So, some bad luck there. And Whitney is now up. I would be concerned by our sudden drop-off in production here, except this is absolutely normal for my team. I go in streaks. I have 1 or 2 on a given good game. I have 1 or 2 innings where I score a ton of runs, and then a bunch of innings where I score little to nothing. So this inconsistency you are seeing here is just a typical oops. Whitney with one straight to Derek. Derek has to jump on it to get it down, which means she has time to reach first base. 1 on, 2 outs for Hillary Vargas. And Hillary swings at the first pitch, sends it over towards right into Keisha territory, but Keisha is not able to handle the ball, and then nobody is covering first, so no play to be made. Everybody is safe, and Maria Luna is up. Let's get a good hit here from Maria. I don't want to have Vic Souffle leading off the 4th inning. Promising looking pitch, but Maria can only foul it off. 0-1 the count. Another promising looking pitch. Maria does hit that one. Is it hit far enough though? Nope. Sydney is under it. And Sydney catches it for the 3rd out. No runs scored in the 2nd inning or the 3rd inning. Welcome to an oops game, and we are not going to hit the 50 today, probably. There's a reason I haven't never hit 50 in a game, and that's because I'm not that good of a player, and I lack the killer instinct to just deliberately not strike out. Richie gaining like no stamina back. Some of these games it just seems like your players randomly fail to regenerate any stamina at all. And this is one of those games. Let's see if I can get a strikeout and get some more juice. Otherwise, Richie's going to have to come off the mound for the first time all season. Sydney lays down a bunt. Sydney is still worn out. Oof. that was not a good throw. Sydney out at first, and Jorge Garcia is up. Welcome, Pepsi. You missed the big show here. Jorge slaps one down towards second base. Even Fabian is able to get to that in time easily. Uh-oh, M has entered the chat. Alright, Susan Gore, the hitter. Richie trying to hold on here to his perfect streak of pitching. Looks like he'll be able to. Susan hits a pop-up. Lindsay's speed behind the plate comes in handy here. As she is able to get to the ball in time. Susan Gore is out, and the top of the fourth is over. Going into the bottom of the frame. It is currently 20-1 Melonheads. Vic Souffle is leading. And yes, for our late covers joining, I scored all 20 runs in the first inning and then was scoreless in the second and third. Keisha just bowls over Derek to grab the ball instead, but Vic still is able to make it in time. They get safely on base. Randy Uno is now the hitter. Take strike one. 1-1 the count. Just looking for a solid pitch here to get on base with and let Lindsay do her thing. 1-2 the count. Heather with some nice pitches there, and then that would have been a ball, but Randy chased it with 2 strikes on her to strike out. That's the first strikeout turned against me this game. And Lindsay Felgate is now up. And no, I was too eager, and Lindsay hits a pop-up. But Susan with the patented catcher drop means Lindsay is safe anyway. Alright. So close to the heartbreaking Lindsay Felgate out, but we are able to avert the crisis. Lulu is now up. Still just 1 out, so we could definitely put some runs on the board in this inning still. Lulu just 3 for 4 today, though. 3 singles. I don't remember what happened to her last time. That's the first one in play. Straight to Heather. Heather makes the correct play and throws it to third for the easy fielder's choice. 2 outs. Richie Sexton is up. Richie is 4 for 4 today, and this is without power-ups. This is Richie's first good no power-up game this season. So it's definitely still possible that we get some runs scored this inning. But the way things have been going, I'm not expecting it, really. 0-1 is the count. And puts that one down the left field line. That is going to land foul just barely. Timmy almost made the catch, but just missed. It is now 0-2 on Sexton. And strike 3 called. And the Melonheads are scoreless for 3rd straight inning. I needed those 20 runs I scored in the first inning, folks. Let me tell you that. All right. This is hilarious, honestly. Oh, man. 0 runs in 3 innings. Wow. So sadly, I do not get to set a new score record against the person who I have my current score record against. Strike 1 called for Timmy. One and 2 is the count. Timmy grounds one straight to Richie. He is able to make the play easily. And there's 1 out. Derek McAddery is now up. McAddery, you would have expected to have pitched before now this game, but he hasn't. Meanwhile, Richie has given up on the whole strikeout thing after striking out 4 in the first 2 innings. And is just trying to get through the game. Fails to on that one. Loves a throw. Richie might not get the complete game here. This game is just falling apart here at the top of the second. Greg Vaughn now up. Richie desperately trying to hold on to the complete game, but if we don't get an out here, we're going to have to give up on that. Oh. Durandi makes it to second. Maria rolled into first. Double play. And hey, guess who just hit and got the third out in the top of the fourth? That would be Richie Sexton, my power-up user, so I have to bat all the way through the fifth inning here if I want to make use of this power-up. I'd forgotten that the Wombats AI had a power-up. I know they did not use that, so that was lucky for me. Alright, let's see if we can get a second big rally here. I'll have a screaming line drive to help me if I do. Fabian Callahan leading off. Ironically, it's Heather Quinn, my prized former player, who I made sure had a team this season, who is put the lid on me on my scoring. So, Heather the pitching ace, who would have thunk it? Marco trading to me for Heather might be the best move he made all season, but there we go. Fabian going off again with her third home run this game, making up for lost time. And it is now 20-1. Melonheads. Our first run since the first inning. 385 feet on that one. Yeah. Whitney Singh is now up 4-for-4 with 4 singles this game. Let's see if we can make this a big inning. Go around the lineup again and get to Richie again. 1-1 the count on a super nasty pitch there by Heather. And Whitney pops that one. It's going straight to Greg Vaughn, though. Lasers it to first, and Whitney is out. For the first time this game. Hillary Vargas now up. Hillary only 2-for-2 this game, with multiple walks on the board. Hillary just going to try to set things up for Maria. It's either that or go for a home run herself, which maybe is a better strategy. I don't know. Well, we'll go power. See if we get one super meaty pitch. Not that one. Or maybe it was that one. I don't know. Thought it was lower. Not a great pitch there. Not sure if that would have been strike 3 or not. Instead, Heather does catch it. Second out. And yeah, folks, this has been quite a game here. 20 runs in the first inning. 1 run so far through the next 4. And we are down to our last out in the 5th. Maria had her 1 big home run. Otherwise, has had a relatively uninspiring game. Only 2-for-4. One and one the count now. I'm actually going to swap the grounder swing with Maria. Try to hit one through the gap. Get on base and keep this going, because in the grand scheme of things for this game, I doubt 1 more run is going to make a big difference. Maria fouls one off. It's 1-2. High for ball 2. 2-2. And hits one into the ground, going towards Vaughn, but that is farther away from first, and Vaughn had to jump on it. No out to be had there. Maria is safe. And Vic Souffle is now the hitter. Can Vic keep this going, or will it end here? The bottom of my lineup is always, so far, where my games have come to end, whether on Vic or Randy. We'll see if that's the case this time, or if I can shake that. Vic pops one up in Greg Vaughn's general direction, and Greg Vaughn catches it. And that is it. Heather Quinn, the player of the game here, came on in the first inning as the Wombats had given up 20 runs to me, pitched the rest of the game, gave up only 1 run. So, yeah. Heather came in big for the Wombats, and you know what? I'm proud of her. I'm proud of Heather. I'm happy for her. That's my kid there. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to get her out, but... It's like the perfect heartwarming story. Coach nurses Heather through a whole season, helps her develop her talents, makes sure she gets drafted this season, even with the inflated talent pool, and then she turns around and lays down the smackdown on him. Meanwhile, I'm awfully glad I got those 20 runs in the first inning, because I'm going to need them. I don't think Marco lost to the AI. I don't feel bad about it, if that helps. I don't feel bad about the fact that I only scored 1 run after the first inning. That's just funny. Can't hear me. Alright, Keisha Phillips up, Richie Sexton taking a big risk by staying here on the mound, but looking to continue pitching every game. Only gave up 1 run here. Richie can barely throw anything, and now Keisha sends one skyward. Fortunately, it's foul. Alright, big move time. So we're bringing in the slow-mo. That's not going to be in the strike zone, I don't think, right? Strike 3 called! And that is it. Richie Sexton, barely hanging on, manages to get the complete game. And that is the biggest victory after the first inning that we had in this game. Final score tonight is 21 Melonheads and 1 for the Wombats. That is going to be a plus 24, and if you all stay on the call, we will find out our results live now and then take a look at our stats and name an official player of the game. All right. Marco has to have scored 25 or more in order to beat me here. I will be shocked if that's the case. But time to find out. Alright, final score, Melonheads 24, Wombats 14. That was actually quite a good game from Marco, much better than his previous best, but it was not enough to counter my first inning, and again, very glad I had that first inning. Melonheads win, our second in a row, now 2 in 3. The upswing is real, and we showed what can happen if we put everything together for an inning. We could have even bigger scores than this if we do that more. Alright. And finally, stats for today's game. Lots of at-bats, lots of hits, lots of walks, too. We drew... Oh, no, actually, only 3 walks all game, actually. Surprisingly. So, pretty good performance, all things considered, from the Wombats pitching staff. Alright, lots of hitters here, but I have to give player of the game to Fabian Callahan, who finally snapped her slump, and in the big way. 4 for 5 with a single, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in, scoring 3 times herself. Very good job by Fabian. Honorable mention to Lindsay. 5 for 5, 3 singles, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. That's just another day's work for Lindsay, though. Fabian really came in strong here, and she deserves it. So, yeah. Quite a game. That was a fun one, as it turns out. And next week, we are going to Playground Commons and taking on Arco Thunder on the Athletics. I feel good about my chances of winning that. And, breaking even going into the last game of the first half of the season. We'll see. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good evening.